We're on the pound New Zealand and I'm looking at a counter trend move. Relatively tight stops here, playing for a structure level based off the 60. Let's just go and do the high time frame analysis then. So market is coming in bearish here. What I am paying attention to is we're actually at this level at the moment, and we have several key levels just here where we could see the market hold, maybe see a bit of a pop, and we are at a psychological number 19500. We typically do see reactions at all psychological numbers. No, that's wrong. A lot of the time we do see reactions at psychological numbers, so that's something else to bear in mind. Taking a look at the 240, very nice lower close candle here coming into that psychological number, which also comes into this structure level, this one, we've already marked that one out, and this one, and these here. The market could actually come a little lower. There is room for it to go lower before seeing a bit of a reaction here, but we are at that psychological number, and here this is what interests me. So we had three beautiful lower close candles, and this here is loss of momentum. So look how much momentum we've got. Big candle, bigger candle, big candle, and then brick wall. Indecision, struggling. This is loss of momentum. We have the RSI that has gone oversold as well at 19, and if we just bring this down to the closes of the candles where we're at currently, don't know if there was, yeah, we're still within those structure levels that you can see there. So let's take a look at the 15. Okay, this is what really interests me. Right, let's go to the 5. You can see it easier. 5 or 5 range. Okay, here we go. So we have that lovely directional move. Before it we see a pullback, and then we see a push lower into our structure level that's been tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and each time we've been unable to violate it. Now we don't have an initial structure high, but this has all the signs of a head and shoulders, where we would see a move higher like this, we'd see a violation, potentially a pullback, and then a chance to get long. The only difference here is that we've got the higher time frame confirmation, we've got structure, we've got the 15-minute structure being held, we've got 4 tests of the lower time frame, the RSI confirmation, that even handled number. This leg before we hit structure is typically a sign that we could see a head and shoulders, and so I'm getting in early, and guess where targets are going to be? Well, we have the wicks just here, and we have the wicks just here. But if we go out to the higher time frame, which is really where I like to base targets on, then you can see that both of those wicks come in at the close of this candle. We do also have, where did I see that fib? That was it. The market had come into a 127 fib. And lastly, let's just take a look at the 5 range and bring back on the orders. I'll keep it on the 5 minute. I much prefer the 5 minute. Just looks better for this particular setup. So stops have gone just an ATR below the low, which is 10 pips. That means 26 of risk. Reward is 49. You can see that I am front running by 3 to 4 pips below that structure level to make sure I get filled. So we're back for the update on the pound New Zealand even on this counter trend trade, and we have now rallied up to hit targets for 49 pips. Let's go and take a look at the 60, and I just want to move these things out the way. You can see prices now, I hate it when it does that, move out the way. Price has now come up to retest the closes of the candles. what is there to talk about on this trade? I think I pretty much covered everything in the first part of the video. The only thing I didn't really say is that you can look at this as being a continuation pattern as well. The only difference for me is that this occurred at structure and it occurred at that 9500 psychological number, and we had the RSI confirmation on the higher time frame as well. So head and shoulders didn't really pull back for the right shoulder, but had a rally out of this consolidation period, a small pullback, new high, pullback, new high, pullback, new high, into this minor level of structure, which just so happened to be the bottoms of the closes of our candles. So very nice pain-free trade there for 49 pips.